It looks like flying machines are the way to go in LEGO Fortnite. The biggest reason being that they don't use fuel. But this dude just made a flying base. He has chests, he has his crafting station. What else do you need? Also, it lands itself, it can fly up. What a crazy design. We're going to be breaking this one down. Also, other people just making other kinds of flying machines. So instead of having like all the small balloons for buoyancy, just have the big balloon, you just fly, very simple. You go left, right, you go straight, and it's a really quick and easy to design, but there's a couple of problems with this patch. PSA, don't keep anything valuable in vehicle chests. Really disheartening that the vehicle chest contents can still just vanish forever. Lost 6 max-sized chests of loot. Really makes me not want to play anymore. Can't blame them. So yeah, don't put all of your really good stuff into vehicle chests. Now let's build one of these for ourselves. So we're going to need some switches, we're going to need the wrench and thrusters. Also, we can make the dynamic platform, some large balloons. So like silk fabric, torches, blast powder. Alright, so dynamic foundations still have a lot of spaghetti behind them. But I think we can just make like something very simple, very easy. Alright, so I have a pretty simple and stupid design. Alright, let's see how we can do these switches. I'm guessing you just kind of put them anywhere, bring out the wrench. See, we have the different channels, but if we just go like channel 1, channel 2, channel 3 as 1, 2, 3, and then we can work on it that way. So I think this stupid little design might work, which means you interact here. If this is going to be facing the other direction, that means we want it to be on channel 3. And then these are going to be channel 3. So, alright. Oh, it seems like it's pretty much in line. And then channel 2 is going to be center. Don't shove and destroy everything with that. So all the channels should be good. We can probably do something really stupid and then just test it out on the ground. So if we hit channel 1, yeah, that's going to do that. We can also turn it off. And then we can put a big balloon right here and watch all of our hard work get destroyed. Alright, so activating the main thruster, kind of working. The balloon, the big balloon's kind of an issue. And then, depending on how light or heavy we are, we could get into some trouble. But generally, the idea behind doing something like this is if we can... Oh yeah, so it kind of like angles us up and then levels out a bit. That's fine, we can turn it off if we need to. Leave the seat, not immediately die because we get caught by that, and then if we need to land, do we still invoke some of the older jank and then put up a big wall? It's like Fort Wall 4, as far forward as we can. Yeah, that kind of does it. Actually, something interesting you might be able to do is get it like slightly buoyant with the smaller balloons, and then like work on it with it kind of floating. But the big balloon's too much. Okay, let's try that again. So my idea is that we can get away with the large car jack by doing the wheels first. So we get under here. So we do that, gives us a nice little cushion, which means we might be able to remove that okay. Sure, why not? And then I'm just going to do no frills. We put that in front, and then we kind of build the same thing, but not as crazy. Alright, so I think I got all the channels. Let's see how many balloons it takes to make something interesting. We'll do that. We'll do that. And that's already, like, more than enough. So yeah, this is actually, like, super lightweight and just takes the smaller balloons. So maybe even 4 is something we could get away with. Alright, so it's a little funky on the turning. Also, I need to spin it around, which we can actually do while flying. Also, you can hit the levers. Like, you don't have to be driving to hit the levers, which is another interesting idea behind it. So let's swap that to 3. And then that means we also have to swap all the other ones to 3 and make sure we're doing it properly. Now we hit 3 to turn right. There we go. Now, having both of those on at the same time creates, like, some scuffed stuff. What you want to do is kind of want to get the finesse on the turning and then spin it until you're getting roughly the direction you want to go. A little bit of adjustment, head straight, and there we go. The system works. Oh yeah, I was too busy ripping off Reddit. I forgot that my old design probably works just fine, if not better. Alright, so what do we break to land this Ferrari? So it's almost a little too heavy for 4 balloons, which is a good thing, because it means it should be pretty easy to make this, like, land all the way down on just, like, one of these. So yeah, there is a touch of a learning curve to it that's like, yeah, I can't give you all the nuances in just the video, but it just kind of shows, like, you can now intuitively put together some kind of flying contraption that works pretty well. So then what we can do is just break this, be very careful, and then that. So I think the patch needs some work. There's some glitchy things, chests are messing up, some people are having issues with, like, other interactions on this stuff. We can also do just a low flyer if we need to. So you can't like rapid tap it. That's a problem that you might need to adjust to as well. You want to have it on for just like a little bit if you're trying to correct. And then we could add like one more balloon if we need height, add a thing if we need to fall, and seems like a pretty competent flying contraption. And they did make it to where it's not as easy to break them. Oh no. But the rollers are still a problem. All right, I guess like roller means GTO. Let's try to land this thing one more time while it's safe. Fort wall 3. Kind of center it so it lands flat. And there we go. Nice little landing. So like the biggest thing is like you can steer it, you can control it. Just make the wrench, set the channels, make it feel good. And for this guy's design, he actually deals with those problems by having thrusters on the bottom. But if you're thinking about it, wait a second, how do we go left, right, up, down, and forward? That's going to be 4 channels. Well, he explains it. It requires the thrusters to be set up in 3 directions, up, forward, and 1 turning direction. With this setup, it's possible to only turn in 1 direction, but eventually, you know, 3 lefts make a right, and then you're going the direction that you need to go. Then you need to connect thrusters of the same direction to the same channel using the tool that I have in my inventory, so the wrench, explaining it as simple as possible. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to build this. Also, it's going to be really nice for like setting up multiple bases, because I think that's also a really big deal. That with the amount of resources going into all the new stuff and vehicles in the game, you want to have all 3 biome villages, and you want them to be like close together and accessible, so that way you can like run over, check in, collect all the items that your villagers have been crafting, and then you can use that to fuel more and more crazy things. But like I've said, and as we've seen, there's some problems with the update. I imagine those are going to be quickly fixed. We see a lot of updates for the game fixing issues, a lot of quality of life as well. More durability for toys seems like a big thing, and more energy in the energy cells. That way land vehicles can actually compete with the flying machines and thrusters that just don't take anything. Unless they make it like flying machines need an engine, or like thrusters need the engine, that way they still require energy. Oh, and I was going to go back to base to show the 200 biomass I have, because yeah, just putting bones into the composter and managing that as it gets like filled up, really good for the biomass. So it's actually not terrible, and the more you play, the more you're actually going to have like enough to make the energy cells. And there we go, we finally have real flying contraptions in Lego Fortnite. Now we just wait for like new expansions, new dungeons and biomes, and like major content updates. But it's all coming together, and the creativity is still limitless, and people are probably going to make some really insane stuff, especially after the major bugs like the chest glitch vanish. And then you can actually have like a stable foundation flying base, and things get absolutely insane. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.